I think it's about time I added annoying people to death to my very short list of talents. It probably was the low point of this Hibana's evening. Anyway, I'm the guy from TheGuyWithNoGamertag, and today what I wanted to talk about is the highs and lows in Rainbow Six Siege. And this is mainly because I want to share with you all probably the biggest low point of my time on this game. And for this particular low point, it requires a small amount of context because this happened this season during Ranked. So me and my mate, we've been queuing up. We'd actually been getting hard carried quite a bit in our first few placements. We were 5-1 wins to losses on our placements, so we were doing pretty well, mostly because we seemed to be getting matched with other 2 or 3 stacks. So the other 2 or 3 stacks would just pull rounds out of their asses and we were just getting hard carried at some times. We would do our own bits, we would contribute to the game, but we were nowhere near at the level of the teammates we had. So that was doing quite well. We then went on this particular evening on a little bit of a loss streak. The first match we had, we just got completely destroyed. The enemy team was using tactics we weren't particularly fond of, but they were also just playing better, so they just won the game. I think it was 4-0, maybe 4-1. The next game after that, we were fighting it quite well, but I think we still lost 4-2 or 4-3. It was a fairly closely fought match, and it was a little bit disappointing to have lost it. And then we got onto this match on Border, and it looked a bit sketchy at first. We lost the first round quite decidedly, and that wasn't a good start. It never looks good when that happens. And at the end of our attacking half, we were down 2-1. We then win our first 2 defences, bringing us onto match point at 3-2. And it felt like we were outplaying the other team at this point. They'd done okay in their defensive half, but it felt like our team was taking control better. We were playing better as a team. And then this round happened. So we were defending the customs inspection, I think is what it's called, on Border. It's the downstairs site with all the metal detectors by jail. And we were defending this and we were doing quite well. But this is a site that me and my mate are not particularly comfortable on. It's a really strange site. You either win it decidedly or you lose it just. It's one of those really strange sites that plays out that way for me on console. But it seemed to be going well. We were sort of trading kills. The teams were fairly even on this round. And then the enemy team pushed in and managed to get the plant. I saw this and I ran in and I was able to vault in, take out their flank watch, and then struggled to take out the planter. I did eventually get a knife kill, but then I get killed out of nowhere. And our team has lost the round, but there were 2 of us alive. What happened, as it's shown in the kill cam, is that our teammate had lost a bit of trigger discipline, managed to team kill me, but reverse friendly fire instantly activated and killed him, which was quite ridiculous, and it really annoyed us because we'd played really well in this game. We were feeling good. We'd finally got that catharsis from the first 2 games. We were feeling good. We'd actually deserved the win in this match. We'd killed the planter. We'd wiped the enemy team. All we had to do was defuse. And then all of a sudden, reverse friendly fire seemed to bug out, and it cost us the game because it went to overtime, and the other team then won the first 2 rounds of overtime. I think because our team was just demoralized by having the game stolen from us by what appeared to be a glitch. And even to this day, I'm not actually sure why reverse friendly fire behaved in the way it did. There are 3 explanations that I've thought of. There are only 3 explanations I can think of and scenarios that could have caused this error. The first one is just a bug. The reverse friendly fire may have just bugged out and it killed our teammate when it shouldn't have, because all it should have done was activated. Because what happened was during the round ending kill cam, it then gave me the option to say if it was intentional or whether I should forgive them. It didn't give me that opportunity in game, it just instantly killed our teammate. So I either think it was a bug. One of the other explanations was perhaps there's a reputation system, because the developers have already expressed an interest in making a player-driven reputation system, but it could be possible that if this player has been team damaging or team killing in a few of their previous games, reverse friendly fire was just taking none of it and just instantly killed them. If that's the case, it's the player's fault and it is incredibly frustrating, but it would be useful to have some transparency to know that their system is there, because it really penalised the rest of the team because of this one player, if that is the case. The only other scenario I can think of is that this player might have either intentionally or unintentionally damaged a teammate earlier on in this game, and so the damage threshold before reverse friendly fire gets activated was lower. So when they got the downing shot, reverse friendly fire activated, and then the fact that they killed me instantly team killed them, and it reflected the damage. That's the only other explanation. I think that is probably the most likely, but it seems like a very harsh penalty for a teammate that may have just made an honest mistake. And it was a really demoralising defeat because we'd earned that. We were the better team in this match. And then all of a sudden this situation happened and we lost the entire game. And the reason I say it's the biggest low point was normally you get a bad game and sometimes you're like, I've had enough, I'm logging off. But this was actually the Easter weekend where we'd actually been planning on using a renown booster for like a day renown booster so that we could then just try and get new operators a bit quicker. That went out the window. We didn't play this game for a week because we were both fed up with that one match. We'd had a rough evening and the game that we should have won, some random circumstances, potentially a glitch, just took the game win away from us. And it sucked. It really was the lowest point. But then leaving it a week, we came back and we started enjoying the game again. We got back into it, we got ourselves wins, we did wins where we actually contributed well to our team, and we've had some clutch moments, we've had some fails, but we've enjoyed the gameplay yet again. Because this game, despite having this low, still has some high points, and I want to share a couple of those small clips with you now. One of those is this IQ clip on Clubhouse. Now you'll notice there is some completely potato plays. This was one of those evenings where I just couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. I couldn't hit the floor if I fell on it at this point. I was really struggling with my accuracy. I really struggled to take out this castle. It was a really awkward accidental drop shot trying to spray and neither of us could really hit each other, but I managed to get the kill. But what was the really high point of this round was the clutch right at the end. Me and my teammate push into the site, my teammate's planting, and then the Jaeger takes out my teammate as they're planting with about 5 seconds left on the clock. The Jaeger then runs, I've sprayed through the wall, I have no idea if I tagged him at all. I know that the only thing I can do is get the kill. So what he was expecting me to do was go through the rotation hole they had in that wall to go and catch him. But I've expected that, and I know that all he has to do is survive, so he's going to try and run away so that I cannot catch him. So I run through the site to try and intersect him at the staircase. I pre-fire around the corner with my pistol and take him out with less than a second on the clock. It was really intense, but that was a really fun little moment, and it was really cool to just clutch the round literally by milliseconds. I don't actually know the exact timing, but it must have been probably below 0.3 of a second before the round was going to end, and it was really satisfying. Another one is this particular Vigil round also on Clubhouse. I'm not sure if it was the same game, I'm not quite sure it was. But this was a completely different play because this was only a double kill, but it was a really satisfying and rather spicy second kill that got me the play. So I don't really play Vigil much. I don't necessarily find myself to be much of a roaming player, but on Clubhouse I feel quite comfortable, and I decided to use this character because I don't use him very often. That's something I definitely do in this game and character-based shooters is when I realise I haven't played a character for a while, I'll just start trying them out every now and then just to try and see if I can get in a groove with them. And so I managed to quite sneakily take out this Twitch. They really should have droned me out, but they didn't. They pushed in thinking they were safe, and I was able to take advantage of it. I then continued to flank around. I know that all I need to do is try and distract them and waste their time, and it will make the round a lot easier for my teammates. But then I'm being chased by someone, I impact through the wall, and I decide the best play here is to drop down into the basement because I've got 3 or 4 different exit points that I can get to, which makes it easier for me to escape. I decide to pre-fire the doorway into garage because I kind of half expected someone to be there, and I also wanted to cover myself because I was expecting them to pre-fire me. As it was, they walked straight into my shot as I'm in midair, and it was really cool. It was one of the instances of one of the things I was talking about in my 4 years of Siege video is just taking shots that I wouldn't have before, trying to spray through a wall, trying to pre-fire, because you can sometimes land these really kind of spicy shots and it's really satisfying and you really feel like you've outplayed them and you've gone for a full big brain play. But it's these kind of moments which do keep me coming back. Even though we had one of the biggest low points of my entire time playing this game, I still enjoy playing it and I'm still looking forward to continue playing it. And I kind of wanted to make this just to sort of discuss with you what your moments have been, what have been the biggest highs and perhaps biggest lows for you, because I kind of like that kind of thought, is finding out what are other people's experiences in this game, how have they handled it, and then did they learn anything from it? Because for me it was perhaps thinking through the reverse friendly fire logic. I feel like the penalty in our moment was very harsh considering that there was no one with reverse friendly fire activated before that. So maybe it needs a little bit more context added to it, perhaps the system could be improved further, or perhaps it was just a bug and there's nothing we could do about it. But anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. I've been the guy with no gamer tag, and I'll see you on another video.